Hello, and welcome to W.A.T. News. It is May 25th, 2025. Your daily AI-powered roundup of today's most relevant headlines. Faster, smarter, and always on point. In cybersecurity news, in recent cybersecurity developments, there are rising concerns about a potential backdoor in Chinese-made power inverters. Bruce Schneier, a distinguished security technologist and author, has reported the discovery of a telecommunications backdoor in these devices. Power inverters, vital components of renewable energy systems, convert direct current into alternating current. The backdoor, a covert method to circumvent standard authentication or encryption in a computer system, could potentially grant unauthorized users control over these devices. This revelation prompts serious questions about the security of globally distributed power equipment and the potential risks they could introduce to global infrastructure. A more thorough investigation is required to gauge the full scope of these potential vulnerabilities. Cybersecurity experts have discovered a new phishing attack that uniquely combines Advanced Encryption Standard (AES) and Node Package Manager (NPM) packages. This sophisticated technique involves attackers encrypting harmful payloads to evade security protocols and then using NPM packages to run the payload. The attack begins with an email. Upon opening, a JavaScript file containing the encrypted payload is downloaded. Subsequently, the NPM packages decrypt and execute the payload. This innovative method can potentially bypass both conventional and advanced security systems, posing a significant threat. Cybersecurity specialists are advising organizations to enhance their security infrastructures to safeguard against such advanced phishing attacks. Apple has released a critical security update to address two zero-day vulnerabilities currently being exploited in the wild. These flaws affect Apple's WebKit browser engine, allowing hackers to process malicious web content, which could result in arbitrary code execution. While Apple has not provided specifics regarding the attackers or victims, the company has confirmed active exploitation of these vulnerabilities. To safeguard against these threats, Apple strongly advises all iPhone, iPad, and iPod Touch users to update their devices to the latest software versions. The security updates also rectify issues in macOS Big Sur and Catalina. In technology news, Uber Freight is leveraging artificial intelligence to enhance its operations. The firm anticipates that AI will refine cargo routing and decrease expenses, thereby increasing overall efficiency in shipping. Concurrently, Tesla is progressing with its robotaxi project, despite facing substantial regulatory barriers that need to be addressed prior to its launch. On a different note, Nikola, an electric truck producer, has allegedly initiated the auctioning of its trucks. This development emerges in the midst of the company's financial difficulties and its efforts to streamline operations. In recent developments from the gaming sector, the widely acclaimed video game Elden Ring is slated for a live-action adaptation. The project has enlisted the celebrated filmmaker Alex Garland, renowned for his contributions to Ex Machina and Annihilation, as its director. This appointment signifies substantial progress in the project's development. Elden Ring, a creation of From Software and published by Bandai Namco Entertainment, has been lauded for its intricate gameplay and deeply immersive dark fantasy world since its 2022 release. The forthcoming live-action adaptation aims to replicate this success on screen. Additional details about the project, including information on casting and release date, remain to be disclosed. Sony has unveiled its latest SRS-ULT Field 3 speaker along with 12 South's Hi-Rise 3 Deluxe charger as part of its summer product refresh. The ULT Field 3 features spatial sound and deep bass tuned for outdoor listening. The Hi-Rise 3 Deluxe offers multi-device MagSafe charging, providing fast and stable energy delivery for iPhones, AirPods, and Apple Watches. Both products are now available with launch discounts at major retailers. Our senior political analyst is ready with the latest in politics news. George, over to you.
Thanks, Jen. Let's get right into it with the latest in politics news. In an unusual incident, two U.S. Army Black Hawk helicopters aborted landing attempts at the Pentagon's heliport. This unexpected event temporarily halted commercial flights at Reagan National Airport. The helicopters were part of a training exercise, although exact details are yet to be disclosed. The Federal Aviation Administration confirmed a 10-minute ground stop due to the incident. This occurrence has prompted questions about the coordination between military and civil aviation authorities. The Department of Defense and the FAA are currently conducting a joint investigation to ensure future operations proceed smoothly and without disruption to civilian flight schedules. In a significant policy shift, the Trump administration has lifted broad sanctions on Syria to support the country's transition under new leadership. This move aims to facilitate economic recovery and reconstruction efforts following the ousting of former President Bashar al-Assad. The easing of sanctions aligns with international efforts, including those by the European Union and the United Kingdom, to promote stability and development in Syria. The U.S. has emphasized that continued support will depend on the Syrian government's commitment to counterterrorism and inclusive governance. President Donald Trump recently endorsed the expansion of nuclear power as a tool to combat climate change through an executive order. This order forms part of a broader initiative aimed at reducing the United States' carbon footprint and decreasing dependence on fossil fuels. The decision has elicited mixed reactions, with proponents highlighting the low emissions of nuclear power and critics expressing concerns about nuclear waste and potential accidents. Advocates argue that today's nuclear technology is safer and more efficient than in the past, while detractors emphasize ongoing challenges with waste disposal and the serious repercussions of possible nuclear accidents. This executive order signifies a significant shift in the United States' energy and environmental policy. In recent business news, several major U.S. retailers, including Target, Walmart, and Home Depot, are grappling with the impact of imposed tariffs. These tariffs are influencing the prices and availability of a wide range of goods, from clothing to electronics, compelling these retailers to make difficult decisions. Options include raising prices or absorbing the costs themselves, both of which could potentially affect their profitability. Typically applied to imported goods, these tariffs are causing a significant impact throughout the retail industry. While some retailers are negotiating with suppliers for lower costs, others are exploring alternative sourcing options. Given the ongoing nature of these tariffs, retailers are preparing for a sustained period of uncertainty. In an effort to combat climate change, the UK government has unveiled plans to halt the installation of new gas boilers starting from 2025. This measure is part of a wider strategy to reach net zero carbon emissions by 2050. Gas boilers, prevalent in millions of UK homes, contribute significantly to carbon emissions. The government's proposed solution is to replace them with greener alternatives, such as heat pumps. However, this raises concerns about the potential financial impact on homeowners, as heat pumps are currently more expensive than gas boilers. The government has not yet provided details on how it intends to facilitate this transition and provide support to homeowners during this change. The Nikkei 225, Japan's leading stock market index, is anticipated to increase, driven by a weak yen that could enhance earnings prospects for large corporations. Typically, a depreciating yen benefits these corporations by boosting the value of their overseas earnings when converted back to the domestic currency. This projection occurs amidst concerns from global investors about the rate of economic recovery in the U.S. and China, the two largest global economies. Despite this, market strategists suggest that the Nikkei's growth may be capped due to the forthcoming decision on the U.S. Federal Reserve's monetary policy, which could result in higher interest rates. However, the soft yen is predicted to bolster Japanese exporters' shares, contributing to a generally positive forecast for the Nikkei 225. In entertainment news, photographer Hannah Laycock presents a touching and intimate series entitled "She Knows She Will Forget," chronicling her mother's experience with dementia. Laycock's mother was diagnosed with the disease in 2016, prompting the photographer to use her craft to convey the illness's impact on her mother's life and their familial bonds. The series juxtaposes scenes of her mother's daily life with the breathtaking landscapes of the Scottish Highlands, where Laycock's family resides. This work is more than a personal tribute. It also brings attention to the broader effects of dementia. Laycock's series is a profound exploration of grief, dementia, and motherhood, with the poignant images standing as a testament to love, loss, and resilience in the face of a devastating illness. In a significant development in the music world, Billy Joel, the iconic piano man, has announced the cancellation of all his upcoming concerts due to a recent diagnosis of normal pressure hydrocephalus, NPH. This neurological condition, characterized by an accumulation of cerebrospinal fluid in the brain's ventricles, has led to issues with Joel's hearing, vision, and balance. The 76-year-old artist's medical team has advised him to undergo specific physical therapy and refrain from performing during this recovery period. Fans who had purchased tickets for the affected concerts will receive automatic refunds. Joel's daughter, Alexa Ray Joel, expressed her support on social media, referring to lyrics from the lullaby he wrote for her and praising his resilience. The music community and fans worldwide are rallying behind Joel, wishing him a swift and full recovery. In a harmonious blend of tradition and contemporary culture, the band of the Irish Guards performed a brass rendition of the UK's Eurovision 2025 entry, What the Hell Just Happened, outside Buckingham Palace. This performance served as a ceremonial send-off for the British trio, Remember Monday, ahead of the Eurovision final in Basel, Switzerland. The royal family shared the performance on social media, extending their best wishes to the group. The Band of the Irish Guards, established in 1900, is renowned for its ceremonial duties, including the changing of the guard at Buckingham Palace. Their participation in this event underscores the enduring connection between the UK's military traditions and its cultural expressions. In world news, Palestinians are set to contest Israel's proposal to build a national park on Palestinian-owned territory. The Israeli Nature and Parks Authority has suggested the development of a national park in the Bustan sector of Silwan, East Jerusalem, a region home to around 1,500 Palestinians. The proposed park, spanning 5.3 hectares, would necessitate the demolition of 60 Palestinian residences. The proposal has drawn criticism from Palestinians and human rights organizations, who argue that it is part of a broader strategy to increase Israeli settlements in East Jerusalem. The Jerusalem District Planning and Building Committee is currently assessing the plan. In climate change developments, a recent study on the Amazon rainforest reveals concerning implications of global warming. Published in the scientific journal Nature, the research indicates that portions of the Amazon rainforest are now releasing more CO2 than they are absorbing. This signifies a major shift, as the Amazon has traditionally served as a vital carbon sink, absorbing billions of tons of CO2 emissions and thus mitigating the rate of global warming. The study pinpoints deforestation and escalating wildfires as the primary causes of this change. Over half of the Amazon's rainforest is now a net carbon emitter, with the highest emissions noted in areas subjected to deforestation. This alarming revelation emphasizes the pressing need for intensified efforts to protect and rejuvenate the Amazon rainforest. In a noteworthy update, Palestinians are repatriating to northern Gaza after the liberation of 2 hostages, held captive for several years in Gaza. This advancement is attributed to Egypt's successful mediation between Israel and the militant organization, Hamas. The freed hostages are Avera Mengistu, an Israeli citizen, and Hisham al-Sayed, a Bedouin Israeli, both reportedly suffering from mental health conditions. In a reciprocal move, Israel has repatriated 2 deceased Hamas militants and 100 Palestinian bodies. The return of Palestinians to northern Gaza is being interpreted as a hopeful sign, indicating potential progress in the strained relations between the conflicting parties. The precarious situation warrants measured optimism as future negotiations proceed. That's your full briefing for today from W.A.T. News. Here's a quick recap of today's top stories. A photo series by The Guardian highlights the impact of dementia on a mother-daughter relationship. Meanwhile, the band of the Irish Guards performed the UK's Eurovision entry outside Buckingham Palace. 2 U.S. Army Black Hawk helicopters made emergency landings at a commercial airport in Washington, D.C. due to mechanical issues. In international news, the Trump administration has imposed new sanctions on Syria, while domestically, the president has signed an executive order to increase the use of nuclear power in the United States. Palestinians are planning to resist as Israel continues to build a national park on land they claim, and residents of northern Gaza are returning on foot following a hostage release breakthrough. Meanwhile, the Amazon rainforest has been found to emit more carbon than it absorbs due to deforestation and fire. If you found this briefing helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, and tap the bell so you never miss a headline. Until next time, stay sharp, stay safe, and stay curious.